加嘛加进嘴，
这那场不用走，只手擦他美。哎呀，那到底是心里也高兴啊！你一演戏，你心里边你晓得有点这个不愉快的事啊，都能带过去。是的，经常还几天不集合，还心里还不得劲的。
These are what we call New Year pictures or Nianhua, a traditional Spring Festival decoration. The kids have all seen them before, but now that they've painted one themselves, their memory of this year's Spring Festival will also become more colorful. 就你们喜不喜欢来参加这边的活动？喜欢。Hello everyone, happy Chinese New Year. Let me finish the writing first. I'll be back with you. Right, this is Mengqi. Thank you so much for joining me today and joining this live on the eve of the Lunar New Year. You know, a few days ago I arrived in this rural village in North China. It's actually Central China's Henan province. So I was here in search for an authentic taste of the Spring Festival to see how locals here would celebrate the Lunar New Year. And I found out this village to be full of treasure. And so I was so impressed by the vitality of the village here. Because, you know, this once was an impoverished village. So this is the story I'll be sharing with you today during this live stream. And when I arrived this morning, I just want to show you the surroundings a bit first. So when I arrived this morning, I was immediately impressed by the festivities around. You know, I heard electric firecrackers. And then right here, you know, a bunch of kids, they're now practicing martial arts. And this is the first part of the story that I want to share with you, you know. So as I was saying, this is actually, the village is named Dananpo. It's located in Central China's Henan province. So it has over 200 households, around 1,000 people in total. And before, you know, 2020, around 1/3 of them were impoverished households. But then, you know, China was pledging to lift all of its population out of poverty. So amid the poverty eradication effort, this village has seen like a huge transformation. But what really is exciting is after that, after, you know, policies to help people out of poverty, there is another government-led rural revitalization project. And an important part of it is what we're seeing now. You know, the kids, a lot of them are left behind children. You know, once school starts, their families, their parents will go back to cities to work, and they will go to schools locally. So a lot of the kids are left behind children. But having martial arts, having activities like this, you can see their lives have also become, you know, more, how to say it, like totally brightened. I was talking to the teacher a while ago, and she was saying, you know, a lot of the kids have become more confident, and I guess you can see it, like feel it for yourself. All the shoutings and it's I myself was totally like awakened. It's early morning still, right? I was totally awakened by their spirit. So they're practicing Kungfu or martial arts now. And the teacher herself is used to work elsewhere, but then after the pandemic hit, she started to stay home. And then with these revitalization projects, she was approached by a team to see what she can do to help the village, to help the kids, to be part of this revitalization effort. And so here we have it, this martial arts group. Let's talk to the teacher for a bit, maybe. I don't know whether you guys are familiar with Kung Fu or not, but part of the purpose is to, to strengthen the kids' physical strength. Let's talk to the teacher for a bit. 周姐，要不让小孩他们自己练一练？
可以。
Okay, so right now, 是谁现在在负责教？
那个赵德江，就是小孩。
So one of the kids is, doing the coordination, and then they'll go on practicing by themselves. While I have a word with the teacher here. 就这个武术队是什么时候成立的？
武术队是从2020年的4月5日正式成立。
So the practice of the martial arts for the kids only started like in April or May last year. 就是也是疫情之后 after the pandemic. 然后是因为一个什么样的原因成立的？
是
Like
后
how
来
did it
小朋友都在家里面，就是疫情的时候都没有去上课，有的是在外面乱跑，有的是家里看手机。
So it's pretty much like everywhere else. So kids, when the pandemic hit, kids were at home studying, or they're like just playing around. 然后是那个时候他们在家上课的时候。
对，有网课嘛。然后他们有的就在外面乱跑，有的就是在外面坐着，好像是自由玩吧。还有就在家看手机。后来我就想，这小朋友能组织起来是最好的。其实我是练武术的，很想把他们组合在一起。
就您自己是有这个练武术的背景。
对。
So, Miss Zhou here, herself also has the background in martial arts.
因为我自身是练武术的，然后我也喜欢教小朋友。我正好趁这个疫情，然后想把大家组织起来。
And she also likes kids. And then, so during the pandemic, she thought it would be a great chance to organize the kids for some martial arts practice. 然后您接着说。
后来是因为我们村就是有一个晨起民乐村的老师，正好就是说我要在我们村招收这个工作人员，然后我去应聘了，他就说我的专业为起了我的专业，正好我是武术教练，以前当过，然后他可以说我然后我们就想到一起了。他说那你正好教小朋友练武，然后我说行，我的意思也是这样的，后来就这样不谋而合的就。
So back to the revitalization project I was talking about. It was led by government, but the actual organization was carried out by a company. And so when the team approached the village last year, they approached Zhou and found out she had this background in martial arts. And so they recruited her to teach the kids here. But it's completely free for the kids. 就是小孩他们上课是免费的，对吧？
对。
只是说您是作为他们的员工。
对。之前没有上班的时候就在这边教他们的。
It started like as a voluntary practice, also for Joe. 就一开始您上班也是义务就给他们教这个事。那小孩他们练了之后有什么变化吗？ Like what kind of changes can you see from in them?
对，精气神明显都好了，有的从小走路都有气无力的。但是现在自从他们练武术，精气神确实提高， 而且
The
感
kids
觉
have become
他
stronger,
们变得
and
有
you
的
could see
更
it
开
from
朗
their
一些。
face.
像
They're
有的
also
人不爱说话嘛，然后家长就把他叫到
brighter
我
in
这
their
儿
characters,
他们现在
more
变得就
talkative.
很开朗，很活泼，愿意和别人交往。
More outgoing.
你看那个小女孩，第二个那个，她就平时不爱说话，
So
在家里不出来。
这个是吗？
对。
So
然后她
the
奶奶就
little
把她
kid
送来
here, she was more like introverted before, but now after the practice, she's become more talkative, more outgoing. 就这个是吧？
对。
她家是什么情况？你知道吗？
她家就是她爸爸妈妈在外面工作，她奶奶
So
自己
her
开
parents
厂。
work elsewhere, like
然后
away
她
from
奶
the
奶，她奶
village.
奶就觉得她把她
And
小
she
孩
was brought
教
up
坏
by
了，就一直不说话，
her
不出门，
grandchild, her
所以就把
grandma.
她送来武术队。
就奶奶怕她就是一个人憋坏了。
变傻了，就是说那种就不开，就是不和外面交往。
So her grandma thought, I was worried that she would become more introverted, and so she brought her here
所以让她送来这边作为一个锻炼。
to the
但是现
martial
在
arts
她
class.
明显感觉就比以前爱说，还经常变得。
她叫啥？
她叫赵雨涵。
赵雨涵是吗？我就问问她。雨涵，你今年多大了 ？How old are you？ 今年多大了？8岁，上几年级 ？So she's 8， 2年级 in grade 2， 在哪里上学？是在当地的小学吗？是在这个村里的小学还是在哪里？在镇里啊。So she goes to a primary school in the township。这个镇是叫什么？
大南坡。
也叫大南坡镇。就是这个村子。So she is going to the local primary school。那就平时你是跟奶奶一起生活是吗？So she lives with her grandma。今天是除夕，你们有什么活动 ？What are you going to do today on the New Year's Eve？ 没事，告诉姐姐。会跟他们一起去参加别的活动吗？应该会。好的，好，谢谢你。She's still a little bit shy, but I'm glad that she's now part of the class, part of the martial arts class. And so, as I was saying, this is only part of the transformation this village has seen. This village called Dananpo. If you're only just joining us, I'm now in Dananpo, the village, a village in northern or central China's Henan province, to get to know what or how local people are celebrating the Lunar New Year here. And I was impressed by the vitality of the village, as you could see from, just now, the kids, they're practicing martial arts. And this is because starting from last year, all of the impoverished households in the village were gradually lifted out of poverty. And then a government-led revitalization project started to, to see activities like martial arts or opera or, handicrafts workshops to start. These activities start to revitalize the village. And these activities are engaging both the elderly and the youngsters in the local community. So we were just talking to the kids, and now you can see quite a few of the elderly are now bathing under the sun. As I was saying, once I arrived in the village this morning, I was immediately impressed by the festivities around. There was electric firecrackers. People were also hanging out. Oh, there's Grandpa New there. People also hang out the New Year couplets, the vertical pair of poems, as you can see, hanging on the door. And this is Grandpa New. I was having dinner at his place a few days ago, and now we're friends. 你好，你好，你好，怎么是？阿姨，您是？
我是杨小顺。
杨小人。So Miss Yang here. 这前几天有见到您。对。对。So I've been around in the village for a few days now, and people kind of like get to know me already. 然后您也是会去参加这个戏剧表演是吧？She's also going to be part of a local opera performance, which they're staging tonight. 谢谢杨阿姨。So this is the stage where 谢谢 Miss Yang is saying giving me some compliments. Right, so this is the stage that a local opera will be playing, where the local opera will be played tonight. So as you can see, people are getting prepared. And this is Miss Zhao here. 赵姐，现在是在为晚上这个演出做准备，是吧？
现在这个准备工作还都在准备。在演出之前，这些工作还都不交续，还都得把它准备好以后，才能晚上才能正式才能演出。
So this is what I was. I'm also very, very excited to tell you. You know, tonight on the New Year's Eve, the elderly in the village will be staging an opera play, which has been, which had disappeared for 42 years, and this is a story that I think that's worth some time for me here to tell you about. So, Dananpo village used to be rich in the 70s because of the local coal industry. So there are quite a lot of coal mines in the village, so people were rich back then. But then as the industry kind of, vanished and then the village itself also get dilapidated, and people were then mired in poverty. But as I was saying, the government initiative, the campaign to lift people out of poverty last year and then to revitalize the village has seen quite a lot of transformation or changes happening. And Grandpa Niu and Grandpa Zhao here, they're all going to be performing in the local play, in the opera, which had, as I was saying, which had disappeared for 42 years. And especially Grandpa Zhao here, he's a master. 赵爷爷是the opera, the name of it, the local opera is called 怀邦剧, so the Chinese name for that is 怀邦剧. And 赵爷爷, Grandpa Zhao, has a family tradition of playing and performing 怀邦 opera. So, 赵爷爷，您可以跟我们讲一讲，就是反正今天晚上是要演出了，对吧？ You're gonna perform tonight. 现在是什么心情? How do you feel now?
现在有激动，又害怕演不好。
So he is both thrilled and also a bit worried or anxious that he's worried that he might not perform well.
水平有限，请大家原谅。
He's asking for people's forgiveness, saying that he's not good enough. 那赵爷就是怀邦戏是咱们当地的一个剧种，对吧？
对。怀清府。
怀清府，对 ，OK. So, 怀邦 opera is a local opera that has unique regional features. 大概是一个什么样的这个特征呢？就是它作为地方剧种有什么样的特征？
那就是学过当地的，就是唱古装剧，但是学当地的这个风俗习惯。
So mostly they've seen historical stories, but you could see local, like the folk customs in the play as well. We're now hearing firecrackers elsewhere. 赵爷爷就是之前咱们这个剧是停了有42年，对吧？然后是因为什么原因呢 ？Why did the opera stop for 42 years?
后来这光叫唱样板戏，不叫唱古装戏了。这吃药慢也丢了。
就不唱这个古装戏。
中央有政策叫唱现代戏，不叫唱古装戏。
但咱们这个都是古装戏。
那原来那武进那是有现代戏，那是学出当的政策的讲解放开。是有。
Because government was more, encouraging people to put on contemporary plays, so that's why the opera kind of, died down. 但是现在就是村里边有多少人就是老人家在演这个戏 ？How many people in the village are now participating in the opera?
过去
20多，现在20多 more than 20 people。今天晚上演出的有多少个 ？How many people are performing tonight？
桃花的这些桃花。也没有桃花跟这个乐队的也有20多个。
20多个 ，more than 20 people will also be performing tonight, including the， 要不要坐着？So I got some notification from you. Some of you are sending in comments, so let's take a look here. 我们现在就是有一些网友有留言，看看他们在说什么。So yeah, Happy New Year. Happy the Year of the Ox. Looks fun. So MB here on YouTube, you ask why people aren't wearing a mask and social distancing. Well, I have to say that's because the pandemic has been brought under control quite well locally, and although right now in China there are some regional outbreaks, but actually here there are no reported local cases, and when people enter into the village or enter into the county, there are regulations show they have to present a negative COVID-19 test report. So it's basically saying that all people are clear, and that's why, especially in the village, to answer your question. And after saying all this, maybe we should just, it's not the evening yet, but we can have our grandpa or aunties here to show you a bit of the local opera. 要不然大家给演一段，给咱们的网友演一段。对，就随便唱2句，让他们感受一下。对，让他们感受一下怀抱戏是啥样的。因为晚上他们可能直播这个点不一定在。来，赵爷爷，来这边，你们。对。
哎呀，哎呀，月亮啊！
没关系。来吧。
把一个搭起来，树啊搭起来，说到空。把一个搭起来，说么到空，明朗朗大字写得清，上写着我刚在上我做过朝廷，谁人不知我程咬金，单人马我去把来王平接下了。
Thank you, Grandpa Zhao. 牛爷要不来一段？
来2句，比唱的唱，长的唱，特别帅。
唱哪一个？
你唱。
这
不唱，在家都不唱，他俩有代表性。
不要紧张哦。Don't worry about it.
也看看天没追，就要学战。也看看天没追，就要学战。杨业经为此事心血熬改，小众把月亮草无了期限。将梦将一何故也不悔怀，并不起两不足，乃草生酸。
好，
有本宫在大帐坐立不安。
刘爷回来，您今年多大了？
我
How old are you?
78了，过了年。
So Grandpa New here is 78. 赵爷爷是多大？80.
我的老师。
80 years old. And Grandpa Zhao here is the teacher of Grandpa New. And actually, all of the actors performing tonight, they have an average age of over 60. Although 4 decades ago, when the opera was really thriving, the average age of the actors were all quite young, but now they are the only people who have the memory and skills to sing this opera. So they're all kind of already, aging. 但是大家就是还是对这个戏是很有感情的，对吧？就是 villagers are all quite, they have this memory. They love this opera. 就为什么会有这种？就大家为什么喜欢呢 ？Why do you like the opera?
哎呀，你上手了，这个唱两句，搁家歇的没事，唱两句还对肺部也好啊，对身体都好。
So Grandpa New says it's good for your health. When you have nothing to do at home, you could sing, expand your lung and practice.
那孙们他们都大了，他们都自己过的，俺这老贺们，该一头玩开心。
So just having fun by themselves as their kids and grandchildren are all away, have their own lives. 那赵爷爷呢？您是这个世家，是不是会更有感情？就是您父母也是演这个戏的。His parents also, were performing before.
旧戏重唱，旧话重说，这就心里高兴。不忘祖代嘛。
So Grandpa Zhao is saying, sorry, I'm getting emotional here.
这是我们老传统戏了。
弘扬中华这个文化传统。
30几年这才开始有。
So it's an old tradition, and now singing this old operas and singing out all the old words makes them happy. 那祝今天晚上大家演出顺利。Good luck to the performance tonight, and stay tuned for that because we'll be doing live streaming, and we'll also be doing TV live shots during the performance tonight. So stay tuned for that. 谢谢赵爷爷，谢谢牛爷爷。
好，谢谢大家，新年快乐！
Happy New Year, they're saying to us. So happy everyone to the Chinese New Year. So I just showed you the martial arts practiced by the kids, and now the local opera by the elderly in the village. And this is actually what really, really impressed me, and what makes me feel so happy just being around this village. This is there's a lot of vitality around. Activities engaging both the elderly and the young people, the little kids here. And speaking of that, so for those of you who just joined me, this is Dananpo village in northern China's Henan province. And we're here to find out how local people are celebrating the new year. And then to give you a little background, this village was just lifted out of poverty, and then a government-led revitalization project is now also transforming the spiritual life, the public life of this village. The young kids are practicing martial arts to strengthen their body. The elderly are now reviving an old opera that had disappeared, a local opera that had disappeared for 42 years. And now what you're seeing is an artistic installation. The name of it is called Caterpillar, but obviously this is just a playground for the kids here. And it's not just the kids. I've been here I've been around for a few days. I also saw adults playing here, and this is just a gathering place for people. And it's actually not only local villagers. I've talked to people. I found out, villagers from other surrounding regions have also come here to have fun. Oh, she just hurt herself. Oh, 还好不哭。Okay, she stopped crying. 您是当地村民吗？ Are you from here?
他爸爸是这儿。
哦，他爸爸是啊。So yeah, the little girl's father is a local. 小朋友，你几岁啦 ？So this one is 8. 你是大南坡的吗？不是，你是从哪儿来的 ？So he's not from here.
从焦作来。
从焦作市里边。专门今天过来村里边吗？
啊，
跟谁过来？
老家在这儿。
啊，老家在这儿啊。So he's living in the city now, but his 那是老人家，爷爷奶奶在这儿还是？爷爷奶奶在这儿。So his grandparents live here in the village, and now he's here back here for the Spring Festival to celebrate it with the family. Because in China there is this tradition. The Spring Festival is all about family reunions. So it's time for people to get back together with their families. So if you have any more questions or comments, please send them in. We're now in Dananpo village, joining the beautiful weather and beautiful kids here having fun. 你们这是在玩什么？转盘。Look at that. No, I wish well, we all had our own childhood, but for kids in the village, usually, well, I don't know what to say now. I'm just lost in happiness, guys. Okay, so I have to get in here to say a bit more because I've been to quite a few villages in Henan province. A lot of them used to be impoverished too, but I guess it's not just about people's financial conditions, it's also about their cultural life, their spiritual life. And that, firecrackers. Well, that is something you will not be able to hear in cities, but here in rural areas, you can. So I was talking about life in rural villages. And of all the rural villages or communities I've visited, I've never seen a bookstore. But here in Dananpo, they have one. And it's become a favorite place, a gathering place for local children. So inside the bookstore, there are all kinds of workshops, handicrafts workshops. There are drawing, painting workshops. There are also singing workshops. And right now, as you can see, something is also going on. It's oil painting? Oh, it's wood block. It's wood block painting. They're doing New Year pictures, what we call in Chinese 年画。你们是在做年画对吧？小福娃。Look at this one, it's cute. 这是刚做好的是吗？对。So, 可以借我用一下吗？ So this one is just done. 这也是年画对吧，老师？对的。This is also a New Year picture. 这福娃，福娃是象征什么？
象征这个是最广义的福娃，就是一个福字。然后
就是一个福字啊。You can see the character 福, which means good fortune here, and the baby here is also like rounded, which is quite cute. And this one here signifies longevity, so people's wish for longevity. people's wish for good fortune. 这个是要拿回去贴起来还是干什么？
对，可以贴，也可以送给自己的家人。
So yeah, you can give it to your family or the loved ones, or you can hang it on the door or window. 谢谢。这个你拿回去打算做什么呢？
我要贴。
你要贴起来。So she's going to paste it on the door, maybe.
去滚面，那个没有油，你回家滚，这是不能用油的。
这个是什么工艺？
雕版岩画。
雕版岩画。
对。
好不好 ？So this is wood block printing. 哎，这上面是固定的是吧？
对，这是木板上雕刻出来的。
Oh, so this pattern is carved on the wood block.
这个也不错。
And then they're going to place a red piece of paper on it, and then use this thing here to roll it to get the pattern on the paper.
还没做吧？
来，给你。
知道的，可以换个房子了吧？好。
你们是不是都是大南坡的孩子？是。So they're all local children. 会经常来这个书店是吗？是。They're often here. You can see the little girl we just saw in the martial arts practice as well. 今天过年了，有什么心里开不开心啊？
开心。
有什么活动今天 ？They said they're all happy. Today is the New Year's Eve. 今天晚上吃什么在家里 ？What are you going to have tonight?
看春晚。
看春晚。So they're going to have dumplings tonight, and then also watch the Spring Festival Gala, the New Year Gala, which was going to be broadcast on the Central TV Television, CCTV, in China. I know CCTV means different things abroad, but here in China it's a state TV television channel. So let's walk a bit here. This bookstore, as I was saying, is a favorite place of local children. And you probably wouldn't even see this kind of bookstore in the county or township, but here in the village they have it, and now a lot of the kids have told me they love it so much they can come here to read books or to do their homework even. And I think that's just great, having this cultural place and providing these opportunities of aesthetics education to the children. You can see this one here. She's reading. 你在看什么呀？漫画是吗？comics， 人与小孩 ，like a mermaid kind of story. 你会经常来这里吗？不是经常，是大南坡的孩子吗？是从哪里过来？焦作。So she's also from the city. You see, now the village is kind of, the government is putting a lot of effort in revitalizing it, and then they're building this into a model which they are hoping to apply to other villages in the county as well. And now it's garnered quite a lot of attention. There's obvious success here. So a lot of tourists have also come here for this reason, to see what it is like, and also to perhaps to savor the kind of childhood memory they have when they grew up in the village. The blackboard here, you can see the characters which says Happy New Year. And I think that's going to be a good place for us to end this live stream with. 你们是在看什么？也是在看漫画书. They're also reading a cartoon book here. And so this is Dananpo village in northern China's Henan province. People here have been lifted out of poverty as of the end of last year, and now a government-led revitalization project has also seen, the community, the life quality improved, and the community's culture reinvigorated, and that's what we're gonna talk about today. We're going to be showing you more of the activities going on today here on the New Year's Eve in Dananpo. So stay tuned for that, and thank you for joining us here. Remember to leave any comments you have or questions you have, and I'll get back to you later. when I have the time. Thank you, everyone, and happy Chinese New Year.